I don't wanna be alive. I don't wanna be alive.
Hey bro, are you okay? You seem kind of off today.
Hey, nah, dude. Just a rainy day, which is every day if you're me.
You know it's sunny out, right? Are you sure you're okay? You've been listening to that song for like 2 hours on your JBL.
Listen, man, if I wanted to talk about stuff like feelings and emotions, then I would, okay? I would. Okay, fine, you got me. I'll tell you.
I'm listening.
Well, you know how we're hosting the show, right?
Yeah.
And you know how we've been having some financial problems?
Well, we're having financial problems because Peyton blew all the money we made at Night Moves.
I just can't shake the feeling that we're not gonna be good enough and that the entire thing is gonna collapse around us and it's all gonna be our fault and Jack Paley is gonna hate us and my uncle just exploded in a horrific urine incident.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Gonna?
No.
Jack Paley is gonna hate us?
No, the second thing.
It's all our fault?
No, the thing about your uncle.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Brian.
Okay, whatever, you're clearly going through something, but it's not all that bad, bro. After the rainy day comes the rainbow.
But where is the rainbow, man? Will there ever be a rainbow? I'm sick of the cycle of failure and mediocrity. What is the point of anything?
Just take a deep breath. Do you like cats?
Is that like Zoloft?
Like a cat as in the animal?
I've never heard of such a thing.
Okay, is this some form of like psychosis or something?
I don't know what you're saying. Just please, Brian, help me! Help me!
Okay. How about we go somewhere where we can meet some cats? Okay?
Hello, I'm Hunter,
I'm Brian.
and we're here with...
The Cat's Closet.
So, tell us, what is the Cat's Closet exactly?
And introduce yourselves first.
You want me to hold it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, I'm Clarissa. I'm the owner of the Cat's Closet, and we are a vintage shop, and on the other side, we are a nonprofit humane society paired with the Greene County Humane Society. So essentially, we're just one big foster home.
My name is Sydney. I'm also an owner of the Cat's Closet. We have vintage from all eras, all styles, all sizes, prices starting at $5. And then we have up to 25 adoptable cats in the lounge at a time.
Alright. Can you start us off just by telling us how you got started with the Cat's Closet? Where did this idea come from and how did you get involved?
Yeah, so the idea grew during COVID when everything was locked down. We started cleaning out our closets and selling clothes online. After things started opening back up, we started to do markets and get a better grasp of what vintage culture is as a whole. And that led us to open up our first shop in 2023. And then as far as cats, we're big cat lovers and there's always a need to help humane societies, so what better way than to merge the two?
So then tell us about, before we get to the exciting parts with these guys, where do you guys end up getting all your vintage clothes from? Like, what's the process go to acquiring all this stuff?
Yeah. We thrift ourselves and we also take donations. We also do, hoarder cleanouts, house cleanouts, estate sales, stuff like that.
Cool. So then, a small little side question. What's this guy's name?
That one is Dory.
Dory?
This is Milo. And then this guy right here is our oldest cat in here. He's 17 and he's our shop cat. So we adopted him back in August and this will be his final stop because we are his owners.
Midnight is his name.
Yeah, Midnight.
Can you tell us a little bit about the adoption process for you guys? Like, first where these cats come from and then how the adoption process works for people who come in here looking for it.
Yeah,
Cat
so
girl.
the adoption process, all the cats are microchipped, vaccinated, and fixed. And these cats are coming off of the street. Sometimes they're relinquished from other homes and they go through the process with the Greene County Humane Society first to make sure that they're a good fit for the lounge before they come here. As far as adoption goes, you'll fill out an application and then the shelter will do a little bit of a background check just to make sure that the cat's going to a reliable home. And then if you pass all of that, you get to come and you get to pick your cat.
And then how does the shop part of that work? Can someone just come in and say, hey, I want to come see the cats for a little bit, or do they have to do a booking, or how does that work?
You can do either one. So we do have an online booking option, and oftentimes on weekends we do fill up. So we do recommend that people book online, but we're flexible. As long as we have space in the lounge, people just pay their admission at the front and they can come in here. And then from there, most people that come in are not looking to adopt cats. They might be college kids that miss their cats back home, or maybe have never even really been around cats and want to try it out. But then we obviously do have the option to adopt. So yeah, it's cool.
So how many cats have been adopted so far, or like been rescued, whatever the term is, since you guys have opened up?
We've adopted 280 cats since October 7th of 2023.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's the quickest? I don't want to say
The quickest turnaround.
but
We've had a cat in here that was here for 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Yes.
Wow.
And it was on February 8th,
Oh,
which
that's
was
lovely.
Midnight's birthday. We just got a batch of new cats in from the shelter.
Hey.
And it was a little orange kitten named Jensen. And the person had already applied for a cat, and so they were just coming to, get their first pick of a kitty.
Oh.
Do you guys advertise when you have new cats come in?
Yeah, so we post on our socials, Facebook and Instagram mainly, and then we always have a highlight tab of all the adoptable cats that are in our shop at all times.
That's awesome. What are any like crazy cats you've had come in recent years? What are some ones that stood out to you?
I got this. Well, a couple that come to mind, we had one named Fat Karen, and she was missing most of her teeth, and she was very grumpy. She would just sit in the corner in the cat tower and would not move unless we were getting her wet food. Another one named Yinzer that came in. He was a big black and white cat, and he would jump on people's laps, but then when you would try and pet him, he was not a fan of that. So, yeah, that was probably two of my favorites. Anything that comes to mind for you?
One of my favorites is Joy. She was a Siamese kitty who loved to climb into our ceilings, and it took our friend climbing into the ceiling for 3 hours straight trying to get her down. And we ended up fostering her at our house because every single day she would climb in the ceilings without fail. And she ended up getting adopted, which was great. And then there is another cat named Fat Fat who was 26 pounds that we had, and he was great. He loved to eat, as you can tell by the name, but yeah, he was wonderful.
So, has anyone ever came in here not knowing what to expect, and like they get blown out of the water? Like, do customers ever come in surprised, like, holy cow?
I'll take this one. 100%. Mostly, especially when it's people coming from Jiffy Treat that don't even know that we're here, they'll come in and they're like, oh my god, like, I didn't realize you guys had actual live cats in here. And then when they find out that we have 15 or more, they're even more shocked. So definitely we get a lot of people coming in here just not knowing what the place is, and once they learn, I mean, not everyone's cats aren't everyone's cup of tea, but for like cat lovers, I feel like this is like heaven for them.
That's awesome. As a cat lover myself, even though I don't have any of my own, it's great knowing that there's places like this in Bloomington.
For sure.
And
Yeah.
kind of to shift gears a little bit, a lot of people talk about how pets can be a great improvement on their mental health. How would you say your mental health has changed since opening the shop and being exposed to these little fellas all the time?
I'd say it's a mixed bag, because on the one hand, absolutely cats are a form of therapy for both of us, and it's really awesome. But I feel like we've seen a different side of it, just being the caretakers for the cats too. So I would say there's a level of stress that comes with just making sure that the cats are staying healthy and getting along, and just getting adopted, doing what they need to do. So I would say in terms of us, like that is that could be a stressor, but it's something that I love to do. So, and we only are that stressed because we care so much for the animals. But I do know there are plenty of people that come in here and they'll say, "Oh, this is so much cheaper than therapy, so I'm just coming in here." Or there was a person that came in right after her mom's funeral, and she was like, "I just like knew I needed some cat love, and this is like a comfort place for me." So we have a lot of people like that. I think that come to us kind of knowing that there's a level of comfort both with the cats and knowing that we have a safe space here. So yeah, it's nice.
And then how do you guys go about acquiring all this cat paraphernalia and toys and stuff? Because I noticed there's some things that look like handmade and all that, along with all the other stuff, like the trees that you guys probably went out and bought.
You can go take this one?
Yeah. So we thrift a bunch of it, and since we are paired with the Humane Society, a lot of people donate, their prized possessions to us, and we keep them for decorations, which is really great. Estate sales and stuff like that is easy to curate, and it's also a lot of our collection as well in here. We try to thrift all the furniture to just stay as sustainable as possible, and with cats, things get destroyed pretty easily, so you don't want to spend a lot of money on things that, probably won't be here probably won't be here in a couple months, so it just depends.
He did not mess around with.
Yeah. Midnight actually hates orange cats. So.
Oh.
He's
Yeah.
beefing.
Midnight, why do you hate orange cats?
Goes back to Vietnam.
He doesn't like the press.
He's gonna
I don't
give
think.
you a
No
big
comment.
army ad.
No comment. He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't support press.
Yeah.
No further questions, please.
So then, what item or toy do the cats love hanging around the most? Is there one particular that everyone's always fighting for?
Well, there's this pickle, and I think it's finally run its course. Did you throw it away?
I have no idea.
I don't know where it ended up. There was a catnip infused like pickle toy that Midnight especially really loved, and anytime a new cat would come in, I would find them just licking the pickle, and I think it finally might have gotten dragged into a litter box, but they were. They loved that thing to death. And then there's also some cardboard scratching posts that the cats really like, which is unfortunate because the cardboard gets everywhere. They shred it to pieces, but that's like their favorite toy, and people always bring them in. I think you can get them at like the dollar store or something, so people bring them in when they're bringing donations, which is awesome. The cats love it, but it sure is messy.
I was gonna say, do these cats fit the stereotype of cats loving boxes, all that stuff?
Oh,
Yes,
and
they love
Okay.
trash too.
I was gonna say, never met a cat that hasn't.
Yes, very much so.
So now we've made it to the store. Where's the cat's closet? Is that over there, or I'm not like which closet do you keep all your cats in?
There's no closets around here. We're all pretty gay and open about it, so.
Do you want to ask yours?
We've talked a little bit about the mental health stuff. My co-host here, he's kind of been crashing out lately. Do you have any like tips or like any cats that are like particularly helpful when people are kind of going crazy?
I know for me, like Prozac made a big difference. So like Prozac and having 3 cats at home for sure.
I'll have to get 3 cats. I'm currently on the Prozac 1-800 Logic grind right now. But which cats do you think go with Logic? Any recommendations?
I definitely think that Dory is a little light-skinned baddie like Logic, so I would definitely go with her.
Some Dory.
You can interview her next.
All right.
She has the pass.
This one's Dory, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Dory, do you got any good Logic recommendations? That's a good one, actually. I haven't listened to that one much, but I might have to give this into consideration.
She's speaking the truth on this.
No. So
Do you guys-
when you're not here at night, what do the cats do? Are they out and about prowling for
I was gonna say,
food? Are they
is-
hunting? What's the
Yeah, they're usually at Kilroy's or like, just like depends. Like sometimes they like stay here, but most times they're like party animals. So.
Okay,
I
okay.
saw them at Brothers the other day. I didn't want to pay the cover, so I didn't go in, but they looked like they were having fun.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that they didn't card Melody is kind of sus, but that's none of my business. What happens outside of store hours is their business, not mine.
What's the craziest party story you've heard the cats tell?
Ooh, what do you got?
Sorry.
Midnight, he's 17, so he's seen a lot, and he told me he'd been roofied a couple times.
Midnight.
But I think he might have just had too much to drink, because knowing the guy, like, oh my gosh. I mean, Midnight has some crazy stories to tell. I mean,
We need to take Midnight out partying
once you get
sometime.
him talking, I mean, you cannot get him to shut up, so.
Very true.
Not that I'm gonna do it, but if Midnight were to get me some catnip or other objects or substances of interest, could he? I'll slip him under the table. But
He knows a guy.
He knows a guy.
He is the guy.
He is the guy, okay.
Okay, Midnight, you and me,
Yeah.
After this interview.
Yeah, lock in afterwards.
and then final question. So overall, I'm pretty clueless about life. I like to go through not wondering, more just doing. What is a cat exactly? Brian gave me like an idea of it, but
Surprisingly, he didn't know.
like,
So-
is that a cat, or like?
What do you got?
Could you explain this to me, please? Please don't judge.
A cat is anything you want it to be, you know? That's a cat. That's a cat.
There's no
You're a
gender
cat.
binary.
Could Brian be my cat?
Anyone could be anything nowadays.
This is not helping him, by the way. Just letting you know. Like, he's just gonna be more confused. But hi.
It's like you're getting lots of pets after this, Brian. Cat.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to be allergic.
All right, I'm Hunter,
I'm Brian.
and we just got done interviewing.
The Cat's Closet. Follow us on all socials at The Cat's Closet 1 on everything.
Thank you for listening. Meow.
See you next time on The Deep End.
Deep end.
Well, how you feeling now?
Not much better. I mean, it was kind of a cool interview, but I mean, my heart still feels cold and empty.
What about the cats? Didn't that cheer you up?
Not really. I mean, they just sat there and they were all just basically green, which was the color of my uncle.
Are you talking about the plants?
I thought those were the cats.
You thought plants were cats. Do you also not know what plants are?
I don't know a lot of things, Brian. I fear I may not be smart.
Anyway, it seems we need to try something else. Let's hit the store.
I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life ain't mine. Who can relate? Woo! I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life ain't mine. I don't want.
Huh. None of that seemed to work.
I think I'm more depressed.
Hello, bros. I heard you guys were feeling down in the dump. I think I can actually help you guys. You know, like, I'm actually a licensed therapist.
Holy yap, does this guy ever stop talking?
Yaptown population, this guy.
Well, guys, that's actually hilarious. I can go if you guys don't actually need my help.
Wait. We might need your help.
All right, guys, don't twist my arm or anything. So, Hunter, how are you feeling?
A little blue.
Go. Hey, Brian, can I talk to you for a second? Yeah, I think you guys should give up on him. Hunter's a lost cause. You know, I have some stuff that'll make it painless for him.
Well, at least you tried, man. Hunter, I have some bad news. Therapy can't help you. But I think I know of another place that can help.
Welcome back to The Deep End, guys. I'm Brian,
And I'm Hunter.
and we're here with...
Psychology Club!
Alright, I'll just have you guys introduce yourselves and then tell me a little bit about the club here.
Hi, my name is Lauren Fry. I'm a junior and I'm the president of Psychology Club.
Hi, I'm Kyla Dierig. I'm a freshman here and I'm on the academic committee for Psychology Club.
I'm Layla Ferguson and I'm also on the academic committee. And I'm a senior.
All right, and just give us a brief overview. What is Psychology Club to you guys?
So, Psychology Club, quite literally, is a place for students who like psychology at IU to come together and find community with other students who are interested in psychology. You don't have to be majoring in it or minoring in it to be in the club. All you have to do is be interested in it and bring a positive attitude.
Tell us about yourself, guys. What is your name, and then what is your position here at Psychology Club?
Well, hi, my name's Ben, and I'm on the academic committee.
Hi, I'm Jose Rojas. I'm an exec member of the academic club and service club.
Hello there, my name is Nicholas DeLuca, and I'm the academic chairman of the academic committee at the Psychology Club.
So then we saw in your guys' Be Involved, you talk about how you host a wide variety of like different people in the department and even like outside. What type of like speakers do you guys have come in, and then how does the club help like through that way with like networking with them and connecting you to these people within the department and within the field?
Yeah, so the speakers, we usually bring in professors and people like that to talk about the future of psychology, and like just recently we had a grad panel, so we brought in some grad students.
Yeah, it was a fun time. They kind of just talked about like their tracks as to like what kind of brought them to grad school, what kind of motivated them to go to grad school in general.
We can ask questions like, what's the application process is like, what do they do, what did they do in undergrad to prepare them for grad school. We've also done an advisor panel, so we bring in the psychological brain sciences advisors, and so people can directly ask them questions. We've also, we're doing a professor panel so it's bringing in a bunch of different professors, kind of seeing what it would be like, what they prefer with like student interactions, like their position itself, like how they got to be professors, stuff like that. Also with that, with being in Psychology Club, you're kind of becoming part of the network, so obviously everyone graduates at some point, and I feel like the connections you make, people stay in contact after they graduate, so you're getting good input to like the present graduate school market and the job market for psychology as well with the people you're meeting in the club.
And then, can you guys tell us a bit more of like the open events you guys do, like this one that we're here for today? I understand today is the IRL Rate My Professor. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, IRL Rate My Professor. It's an event where basically we're gonna have people, students just come in and basically talk in a very respectful manner about professors they've had for certain psychology classes, and kind of, give some constructive criticism and just kind of let others know as well, like what their experiences were with certain professors and, what they liked, disliked.
We read on your Be Involved that you guys help prepare people for like the career world out there. So what type of ways do you guys help prepare students for that?
There are so many opportunities on campus to get involved and to do research and to take all these cool classes, but because there's so many, sometimes they can be kind of hidden. And I know, like, when I was a freshman, I came on campus and I had no clue, like, where do I go, how do I get connected, and how do I find these opportunities? And one thing that I love about the club is we kind of help connect people to those resources and just give someone kind of a landing place to say, like, hey, I don't know how to do this, or I don't know how to get connected to this research lab or this professor, like, can you help me? And that's kind of what we're here for, is to help students make those connections and kind of take the leap.
So what fun activities, because obviously you guys are doing this, and so what are some other fun ones in the past that you enjoyed or you realize a bunch of other members enjoyed doing? You highlight some of them?
Well, just last night we did Psychology Club bowling.
Yeah, bowling night is a really big hit with our club members because it's not really psychology related, but it's just a chance for people to go and have fun together. And I bowled terribly, but I still had a lot of fun. Another really popular event that we do is Vision Board Night, which we do usually at the beginning of the calendar year. We get a bunch of old magazines and like big colored construction paper, and people can just come and we play music, and they can cut out like images from the magazine and kind of make a collage of like what they want their year to look like. And that has been a big hit with our members too. Building
off those, I know you guys have these fun events, you have these events to help with networking. Some previous members we talked to were talking about how you guys also have like peer groups. What can you tell us more about that?
Psychology obviously is, when people think of it, they think about mental health and they think about therapy, and most of our events aren't really catered around mental health and therapy because we try to keep it light and fun most of the time. But like Layla said, it's hard as a college student. Everyone has their own stressors that they're experiencing and ups and downs, and having a space to be able to say, like, this is what's going on with me. If anyone else is also experiencing this, like, know that you're not alone going through this. It can make it's easier to take on those burdens when we work together instead of facing it by ourselves.
It's okay to not be okay. And also odds are, the way you're feeling, someone else has also maybe felt that feeling in the past, and you should not bottle your emotions up, and you should just, talk to someone that you can confide in.
You said earlier before, everyone thinks psychology is all about mental health, but obviously there's other fields of psychology, like research. A lot of people do that. How does the club help accommodate for people who are interested in going into that area of the career?
Well, a little bit like what I talked about earlier. A lot of the academic events, we're bringing in different people that are already actively in that like space.
And kind of on the flip side of that, obviously a lot of students in psychology go on to grad school, but there are also students who don't want to go to grad school because it's time consuming and expensive and all the other reasons. But something that we do is kind of help to give information to members. Like, we've done presentations before on what options exist if you have a bachelor's degree in psychology. Like, where can you take what you've learned and go apply it in the workforce without having that extra degree of like a master's or a PhD. And what's interesting about that is there are so many things you can do with a bachelor's in psychology that no one really thinks about, but anything from working in like business analytics to HR to even like consumer experience on apps, like all of that has relation to psychology, and it's fun for us to kind of encourage our members to look outside the box for what they can do once they get out of undergrad.
There's steps to get to where you want to go without that, without further schooling. So don't be stressed out. You'll find a way into what you want, and don't believe people when they say that you don't make money in psychology.
All right, now quick question. What is your favorite psychology-related movie or like psychological thriller book, I would say? I don't know. For me, it's gotta be Sixth Sense.
I don't know about book, but I would say movie, Good Will Hunting, with Robin Williams and Matt Damon. It's just so good. And it really emphasizes the kind of therapeutic relationship and rapport that you have to build with a client.
Yeah, I can mix with thriller and psychology. It's a Stanford experiment, which is based on a true movie on the experiment itself, where participants play as like a prisoner guard and security.
You stole mine and I couldn't come up with one quick enough, so I'm gonna also say Good Will Hunting.
So I tried going to a psychologist, but I think I put it in Google Maps wrong, and I went in, they read my palm, gave me the world card. Does this mean I need to get Zoloft?
I don't think they can prescribe you medicine, but the main difference is between like psychologists and psychiatrists. A lot of people don't know this, but psychologists cannot prescribe medication. Only psychiatrists can. So if you want Zoloft, you're gonna have to go talk to a psychiatrist.
I don't know what's going on, but do you guys have any like pieces of advice? Because this crash out, like, it's driving me crazy.
Don't be afraid to feel your emotions, but don't feel them forever. You have to step out of them at some point.
Thank you. Those are wise words. Hopefully I can step out of this rut I'm in.
An advice I tell my friends a lot is you will never know how loved you are because you don't see how people love you behind your back. And I know sometimes life gets hard and it can feel pretty dark, but there are so many people who care about you, like more than you'll ever know. So when things get tough, look for the bright spots, and especially look for the bright people in your life to kind of lean on and support.
All right, well, this has been Psych Club.
Once again, I'm Brian, this is Hunter. We'll catch you next time on The Deep End. Hey man, you feeling better?
Oh yeah, much better. Those interviews were great. They really cheered me up, so much so that I decided to start watching YouTube and just chill.
Nice. What you watching?
Oh, it's just a fun little dog movie called Old Yeller.
Hey bud, how you doing?
Fuck that movie. Why? No one told me it would end like that.
So I'm guessing that didn't work.
What the fuck do you think, Einstein?
Okay.
How else can I help? We've got to keep trying. You're not giving up now.
Give up, Brian. I've already accepted it. Now it's time for you to. Life is going to suck forever, and no amount of 1-800 by logic is going to change that.
It's okay. It's okay. Okay, it's time to call in the big guns. I'm sick of this shit. Hey, we've got a code red. Someone get in here and help me. How about you send in that stupid, ugly, fucking loser of an intern?
Alrighty, Hunter. You get 5 big boom slaps. Boom, 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 boom.
What? Wow, everything's back in perspective. The sun is shining, but rain's okay. Balance is restored in the universe. Life and death can exist as one. Everything is okay. I will be okay. I'm allowed to panic, but ultimately it'll all be okay.
I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life ain't mine. Who can relate? Woo! I've been on the low, I've been taking my time.